Why do I get out here in the wintertime and steelhead? Um, I grew up, or when I first moved up here, I snowboarded for like 10 seasons and I fell in love with the wintertime, just that bleakness and the solitude and just how beautiful it was. And winter steelheading takes it to another level because it's the most challenging thing I've ever done. And I really enjoy wintertime just because you don't have all the yahoos, the weekend warriors out here. You got guys that are addicted to it and are, hardcore. And man, I love the wintertime. It's probably my favorite season. And being out here chasing these fish, I don't know, it doesn't get any better, you know? I don't know, it's just something about it, being out here chasing these fish. I've done it every way that I can, and with the spey rod, it's the most challenging, and it makes me work harder and be present and think about what I'm doing and fish with intent. You know, and I couldn't. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have steelhead. It's such a release to get out here and meet new people and fish. So I'm Aaron Ortiz. I've been steelheading up here in the Northwest for, well, since '99. That's when I caught my first steelhead. It was a summer steelhead on Skycomish. And I've been hooked ever since. All right, well, when I first started steelheading, I didn't appreciate it because there was fish everywhere. You couldn't go out without catching a couple. If nothing else, you caught at least one. There were days on the coast where you had 10 or more fish. And nowadays, you're lucky for a grab. Um, this decline is heartbreaking. It'd be nice to be able to pass it on to my kids. Where did where did all the steelhead go? Because I remember, like, when I first started in the early 2000s, there was
A lot of fish
a lot
there.
of fish.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, we had some major floods. Probably could have killed some of the smolts. And then you have netters. You have,
yeah, it's a
once they
combination.
leave the rivers and go out into the ocean,
Nobody knows
where
where
do
they
they
go.
go?
It's a camaraderie. Somebody
Camaraderie.
that has the same persistence and
Yeah.
diligence to keep trying over and over and over again. It's that constant persistence to improve your cast
Yeah.
from the last one. Because we all know we get those ones that
Every
don't
time.
make that don't make it near as far, and all your backing hasn't shot out. Whatever, give you that tug.
Yep.
And you're wondering what you did wrong.
You know,
Take another step.
Because
strip your
the,
line
the
in.
spey fisherman is,
Do it all
is
over.
just as miserable as you are because you're not catching any fish.
to commiserate.
Yeah, to commiserate. Yeah.
And that does depend on the river, too,
Yeah.
and the amount of fish in the river. I think any one of us, if we had tons of fish, we would be catching fish.
Yeah.
Because we're swinging right and fishing good water, and it's just, if the fish aren't here, they're not here. And even if they're here, you may not catch them.
Right.
I think for me, fishing with spey guys is really about community.
It is.
And the thing that brings us together is spey. So it doesn't matter, like, your age, your whatever, your gender. Like, you're all there to do the same thing. And for me, it was like growing up in Southern California, I skateboarded and surfed a lot. So there was community there.
Right, that was
Right.
your own thing.
Yeah. And it was cool because you had all kinds of, freaks and geeks.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't matter where you were from. your race or whatever. And
Right. There was no racial
Yeah.
boundary then.
Yeah, and it's the same with spey. You got that community. Everybody is there doing the same thing, and where you come from, what God you preach to, or whatever, none of that matters. It's all about being on the water and swinging.
And forgetting about daily trouble,
Yes.
getting away from all that crap.
Get out
Wait
and
for
relax.
Bills and kids.
As Neil Young said, "Get off of that couch! Turn off that MTV!"
Yeah, it's such a achievement. These fish are not easy to catch. It takes time. It takes persistence. You have to study the river. You have to get in it, and the conditions always change. And for me, I gear fished for a long time and was pretty proficient at catching steelhead, and kind of got bored with it. Now with spey, it's kept me intrigued because I can get better. Every cast I can get better, and catching these fish is a huge achievement, and I want to be the best steelheader that I can be. And for me, the goal is to be the fishiest guy on the river and to get into as many steelhead as I possibly can. Not just it's boots on the ground and getting after it. And I want my kids to experience that, because it is such a special fish. You catch one of these, and not two of these are the same. They all vary, and they're all a little bit different. So it's like a really cool thing to be able to catch them and let them go. And like you guys were saying, maybe I catch their offspring. Maybe my kids catch the offspring of that same fish.
Right.
It's a huge achievement.